Information Enema with Ethan Briggs and Will White.
Good evening. This is Information Enema. We start tonight with Elon Musk. Supposedly, he wants to have people on Mars by 2024. What do you think?
I mean, I'm down. I mean, this Earth ain't gonna last forever, so we need to find alternate means, and, space is the final frontier. Quote Star Trek and shit. Well, I don't know. Well, I mean... But it's a good,
It is.
We saw The Martian with Matt Damon, and if he can survive on Mars, then, I mean, if you haven't seen The Martian, it's a really great movie, and hopefully that kind of boosts,
Absolutely.
Because
Gets the imagination working.
Well, not just the imagination, but to show that the space program is a vital institution that we really need. Like, instead of spending all this money on weapons and shit, we need to be putting it towards space travel.
Well,
and stuff.
how do you feel about the democratization and the capitalization of the space movement? That it's now independent businesses that are really making the forays into space rather than government.
Well, they're actually getting shit done with the independent stuff because, anything with government, it gets bogged down in red tape and nobody can decide on anything.
Saying we're hiring Nazis. And
But, if it works, it works. I mean, if
oh, Jesus.
Sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. But, most of those Nazis are dead now unless there's new
Operation
Nazis.
Paperclip. That's all you need to know.
Operation Paperclip. But anywho... But no, I think, these independent, companies are doing more with the space program than, because we kind of let it die,
That's true.
And
how many successfully landed rocket boosters do they have now? Four, I believe?
I'm not for sure on that,
Yeah.
but I mean, I know they,
SpaceX is starting to really see fruits of its labors, I think.
Yeah, just keep moving at it because that is the future, and we got to be thinking about our future because, like, if you saw Interstellar, too, this place ain't gonna fucking last forever.
It's true.
In
other news, Prince's death has officially been labeled as an opiate overdose.
I don't think we should let that overshadow the man's legacy, though. I mean,
That's
because,
true.
He was in a lot of pain and stuff. I mean, he did a lot of stuff. The man was busy, and it wasn't like he was some kind of drug addict. He had the pills for a specific reason, but sometimes, they're very addictive. It's real easy to get hooked on that, and when you're in constant pain, you got to have a way to alleviate that. And I don't think a lot of people will use this as a way to crucify him, but I mean, it's not. No, that has nothing that reflects on that man's character. He's still a great artist and still one of the best musicians we've ever had. Yeah, what was it, Gene Simmons, that said that his death was pitiful. Well, fuck you, Gene Simmons. You're a piece of shit. You and your fucking band Kiss. They're a bunch of fucking Looney Tunes.
Yep.
Saying, and comparing it, it's still, no matter how somebody dies, it's still a tragic loss. I remember when Tony Scott died, he jumped off a fucking bridge, and Robin Williams killed himself too. But the point is, that doesn't matter. They're still great artists. You don't know their struggle. You don't know what they go through, so why act like you do and label them as something that they're actually not? Ignorance, people. Yeah. It's fucking stupid.
And from dark, we unfortunately go even darker. The UCLA shooting was supposedly driven by the shooter's grades in class.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like, I mean, it's not... people are just stupid, and that's...
Do you think it reflects on the high-pressure nature of academia and even the workforce that we have in America, that if you don't succeed, it's going to shadow you for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I think we do put a lot of pressure on that, but...
Or do you think it's more systemic of the mental health awareness in this country?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
People... There's not a lot of... I don't know. Not a lot of sympathy towards anybody these days,
true.
And a lot of these professors, this is college, right, UCLA?
Yes.
A lot of these professors are fucking douchebags. They're just there, they get their fucking tenure, that's all they give a shit about. But that's not all professors, though.
And not justifying the professor's death.
No, not in the slightest, but what I'm trying to get at, though, is that you need to be a little more understanding of your students' needs. Because I understand it's not high school or any other school. This is college. You get paid no matter what. Well, everybody gets paid no matter what, but you don't have to give a shit in college, but you really fucking should. Yeah. There are some professors out there that do a really good job in making sure that their students actually learn something and, not just tell them to read the fucking book and all this shit. You put all this pressure on them. You know, if it keeps on raining, the levee's gonna fucking break. And some people don't have that strong of a levee, and they're gonna snap. This also goes with the whole fucking open carry shit on college campuses.
Very true.
Now, I know you motherfuckers are gonna argue and say that, oh, well, if people could have guns, this would have stopped. No, it wouldn't, because people still would have died.
More guns just mean more people get shot.
Exactly. And that's... You're just, you know, I mean, we really need to look at ourselves and understand each other, because I think that's the biggest problem why a lot of these shootings happen is because of just ignorance, intolerance, and just general lack of giving a shit about human beings.
And in the vein of not giving a shit about human beings, payday loan establishments are facing new, much harsher scrutiny from Congress and other lawmaking bodies. Some going so as far as to call them debt traps.
Well, I mean, that is true, because, I mean, fuck, they will send you, not even just the payday loan people, but credit card people, they keep sending, no matter how deep in debt you are, they'll keep fucking sending you that shit, and they want you to just be in a fucking hole. That's how the housing crisis happened. That's how this whole recession thing happened, is just money. We don't have money, and we can't just print it like Trump says, because that's fucking inflation, you know? No. The thing about it is people need to be smart about their money, and the sad thing is they're not. And these fucking people prey on them like goddamn vultures to get every little last fucking drop, and then we end up in a goddamn shitstorm because they don't have money to fucking pay it. And you just keep driving them down.
And the interest rates, especially on the payday loan stuff, are exorbitant. I mean, we're talking 100% interest.
Yeah.
And
worse than goddamn loan sharks, man.
Yes, absolutely.
It's fucking terrible. Only they don't break your legs, they just take your house away from you.
Yep. And finally, we have Trey Pearson, lead singer of Every Sunday, a Christian rock group, has come out as gay.
Well, you know, and I'm happy for the guy that he's now, you know, been honest with everybody. But at the same time, I kind of feel bad for him, because he's going to get so much shit from all the people that loved him and sang his fucking praises. And here's what I don't get. Okay, if you liked his fucking music before you found out he was gay, why are you going to hate it all of a sudden just because he's gay? His sexual orientation has nothing to do with his talent. At the end of the day, he's still talented whether he sucks dick or not. I mean, just let's be honest with ourselves, people. Well, no, I mean, it's
no,
not
I understand.
Blunt,
I understand, but I'm gonna take another stance and say the man had a wife and 2 children. There is a level of irresponsibility there when you're in the limelight and you make the decision to lead this false life. It can be very damaging to those that you care about.
That is true, and be honest with yourself. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't be who you are, because
it's unfortunate that we live in a society where people feel like they have to hide away from those things, but at the same time, when you start bringing other life forms into the equation, it's extremely messy.
That is very true. And but, you know, really, I mean, I'm going to say it's society's fault. Okay. Because the way we are as human beings, we're pretty fucked up. Yeah. You know, we'd rather bash somebody's head in than listen to their fucking struggle. You know, and to me, that's the worst fucking thing you can do, because there's a lot of great people out there.
There are.
Just because they're gay, transgender, as long as they're not diddling kids, there's nothing wrong with them. Yeah. Because they're human beings like everybody else.
And I mean, pedophilia is a legitimate mental health concern, and there are ways to get help, but our society is so, you know, if you have those urges, it's very hard to get help. And, you know, it's just unfortunate. But
we're a fucked up society. We don't want to help those that need help, and we don't want to listen to those that need to be listened to, because it's just a matter of education leads to understanding. Yeah. And understanding is, you know, will make things fucking great. If you understand, you don't have to like what they do. I'm not saying you got to support anybody. I'm just saying hear them out, listen to them. You know, educate yourself. Exactly. Educate yourself on their struggle, because there's more life than what you know in your own little fucking space. Yeah. So if you get anything from this fucking video, it's just be compassionate to your fucking fellow man. Learn, educate yourself, educate others, because this is fucking 2016, people. It's now all marriage, because anybody can get married now. Gay marriage is legal now. There shouldn't even be a fucking issue now. And so anybody that doesn't like it, go fuck yourself. Anything else on the docket?
No, on that note, I think that's going to be it for us. I'm Will White.
I'm Ethan Griggs.
And this has been Information Enema.